Where my girls at?
Taking the spicy milk, keep it locked in.
Where my girls at?
Keep on watching while the beat keep knocking.
Where my girls at?
You love the flow, it's the ladies' show.
Where my girls at? Yeah. Where my girls
All right, everybody, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Cat Williams' joke?
Yeah.
He said it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit.
I ain't gonna lie, to Steve Harvey took me out. That was crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie to my pop dad. Steve Harvey here. He was like, nah, man, I can't talk about it. I was like, damn, he telling the truth.
I mean, he talked about the man wearing a weave high top, bro.
Yeah, I thought that was his hair too. That's the crazy part.
I never thought that was his hair.
We been knew that though.
Like, come
He
on.
had a little piece on.
I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No, I thought that was
I
his
never
hair.
thought that was his hair.
I thought he went bald when, I don't even know. I just
I
thought
thought he went bald after the whole Family Feud stuff and all that. You know,
like, who look like,
around that year after
Right,
after
And
the Kings of Comedy.
Anytime a man go from a head full of hair like that to absolutely nothing,
Cause yo, I feel lied to, man. Like,
my God.
when it came to that high top, man, like how you gonna go out there like that? Then he talked about Meg Thee Stallion.
Truth has got to be told. In all circumstances, the truth has got to be told. So if you don't want to say she shot her, then you shot her. And that's the end of that.
Wow.
He basically is saying that the girl shot. Am I wrong or right? He says something.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He's saying that basically what he's saying is that if Tori is saying that he didn't shoot her, then it had to be the other person there that shot her. She can't shoot herself. So if it ain't you, it's the next person. And if you saying that you didn't do it, and I mean, if you saying that you didn't do it, but she ain't saying that she didn't do it, but then they got more proof on you, and you still ain't, saying who did it, you going to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
y'all believe in God?
Amen.
Yeah.
One and only.
Just give it a couple months, y'all.
That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said.
and that's how I feel like this 2024 is gonna be like. This gonna be the year of the truth.
Yep.
Like, I feel like
what they
everything
say.
is like coming to the light. Like
Absolutely.
everything gonna start coming to the light.
Listen, one thing about it, this little book gonna tell you every little single thing
Mhm.
day to day. If it don't feel right, if you're confused,
Yep.
That's right.
and nine
Thank
times
you,
out of
Lord.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
That.
Yo, but also, before we leave the Cat Williams thing, he also talked about Ricky Smiley.
You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
He shouldn't be able, you wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Kat?
That's where he's a believable actor.
Mm-hmm.
And on that, because I really feel like that's ego, man stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna do too well in that conversation. So that's something they can figure out. I think it gets a little bit more personal than what they're making it seem like on camera.
I agree.
Yo, because let me say this though. If you basically making an accusation, because basically, let's be real, this is what this was about. At the end of the day, he made an accusation saying that Ricky Smiley is gay. That's basically what you was talking, fam. Like, ain't no way somebody gonna be in an interview and be vague about some real ish.
But so what if he is?
So you're right.
Does it make him less funny if he's gay? Like,
No.
I don't know.
I
But
guess
that's not the thing. It's
your
not
role.
that he's saying that they're gay. Like they're gay.
Embrace your role.
He's the whole point of it, or for the most part, is to let everybody know that they do things like sell their soul to get to higher places.
Yeah.
So you not necessarily that they're gay, but they're willing to do that in order to
get more money, to get more
fame.
That's a real like if
So he's
a
basically
man-
not calling him gay
Get
though.
more
He's basically saying he's just
he
doing
like
a lot.
lingering it out
So
there.
he's just saying that he's playing the role too well, and you're playing it so well that you.
that might be a good actor. Maybe a better actor than Cat Williams.
Maybe, right.
I don't know. He just sounds bit like when people come out and they out of nowhere just start throwing accusations everywhere. It just sounds like you being desperate. Like you're out of the spotlight, and this is how you're gonna get back in the spotlight by on other people along the way. And like even like with comedy, the way I see it is like I've seen a lot of different comedians kind of do the same like skit, but slightly differently in a different tone or whatever. And so sometimes like it comes off as copying, whereas maybe he didn't see you do that skit, and maybe it was something that's like it's a common thing, like an argument with your kid or whatever, something that commonly happens, but it's pretty freaking funny. I want to put that on paper and then, have that out there. I just think like, I just think it was just, he was reaching a lot in the.
I think it goes though too. I feel like it's a lot of things in private that go on that we don't know about.
Exactly.
And it's,
I think he was just saying
That's true.
it's new.
That's what fuels it.
it's something you can't really like after a while, like, all right, I know I got to deal with everything in private because I'm a businessman, I'm this, that, and the third, but then sometimes I get to a point where you just be like, you know what?
Yeah,
No.
that's what I feel like happening.
Stop playing with me.
So like,
With Cat successful. He's already Cat Williams. He don't really got to say nothing. The same way Cedric the Entertainer, he could have not responded, and that just would have been it. There's nothing
That's
to.
what it was. They shouldn't even given it life. Like they
Yeah,
just,
like there's a lot of accusations around the fact of calling certain men gay.
Yeah, but
like we ain't gonna.
Y'all come on now. Like I can't
You
say
know what
much,
though?
like,
You know what? I think Cassie set it off. Everybody, like people just come.
Cassie said in another one.
2024 is gonna be the year of the truth. People gonna start talking.
That Epstein list is next, baby.
You understand?
Can we say though? Can we say the fact where people talk, people lie too?
Of course.
Yes, we can.
All right.
It's the year of that too.
But that like with this situation, I feel like who's gonna add more sauce to the truth or the lie? I feel like it only matters because of the social media aspect of it. If it wasn't about ego and these men would just go have their conversations and resolve whatever the issues between them, we wouldn't know and we wouldn't care. This is also distraction. I have to like the consumers think like, oh, what happened? Like, oh, they just Mike Epps just told y'all this is publicity, not just what he said. All of this, Cat Williams got 3 more shows on Netflix within the next 4 months. So it's not always a problem, but people make it look like this for the consumer because we eat this. This is fun to us. These men are they past 50, y'all. They're not actually doing this. Like they're not actually like it's not like you get what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
definitely deeper than we can ever even put our brain. Like it's a lot, y'all.
He said he proved to us that he could run now. So we
So he's not a liar. Know that.
he can run that
That
4.2,
whole
but you
that
know,
whole
remember, once again, we're not in that industry. We would never know what's going on behind the scenes. We can only assume and put together what we want to put together and how we think it's going to sound, you know. So at the end of the day, the things that he's saying, I feel like there's some truth to it. Now, how much truth to it? He's going to have his opinion, and then Steve Harvey going to have his opinion. Cedric the Entertainer is going to have his opinion. Everybody going to have a different outlook on it. He's just speaking it from his perspective. But in the same sense, he's a comedian as well. So he's gonna throw his little jabs and walrus and all that other stuff in it. He's gonna throw all that in there. So this is just what he does.
TD Jakes was hanging out at a rapper and twerking party that Puff Daddy held. He's sitting right there. Oh, TD Snakes.
Amen.
They there twerking and everything. TD Snakes right there.
My Lord, my Lord.
You see, they want the world to look at them as men of God, but they are really scared to be real men of God.
Hey, gurus, in recent weeks, Bishop T.D. Jakes has been under fire for allegations of homosexuality. From the looks of it, there has been photoshopped viral pictures on social media of the bishop with suggested captions regarding homosexuality and Diddy's sex parties. Gurus, do you think T.D. Jakes is gay?
Absolutely not.
I ain't even about to speak on that man.
Me either, honey.
His hands too
Yo,
close to God.
see, my question though is, why did they drag this man into this?
Because he's
Because
black.
he's been a friend and a mentor and
Hanging with
a
Diddy.
pastor to P. Diddy.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
He supposedly has been at some of his parties.
Stop playing. That man go down.
Wait, all right.
But he's been at some of his parties, right? So
We don't know that.
That's where it's coming
We don't
from.
know that.
He has
We don't know that.
supposedly
With the
been at
picture,
some of
you
his
don't know that?
parties. There are pictures of them, you know, in close
proximity.
If you're his pastor, you deal with him in a certain setting. There's no need for you to be at no Diddy party. You would not go to a party in your neighborhood. You are Diddy. It looks kind of crazy.
But can we just say though that a lot? Listen, I know Photoshop when I see it, and there's a lot of pictures out there. You can photo. Matter of fact, there was a girl who is under problems because she got a photoshopped picture of Offset up on her page, and Photoshop can really fool people. Like if you're not used to pictures and taking all of that different stuff, people can place you in places that you ain't never been.
right.
And
But that's
all
not
the
the only
bloggers
thing,
got
though. It's not just the photos though, but there's also people that say that they've seen him at these parties.
And the
Which
bloggers.
that may not be true as well, but this goes along with everything that we've been talking about. Like, you know, we don't know what's true and what's not true. You might have witnesses and eyewitnesses that may have or may not have seen something.
Yo,
do you think the man is gay?
I mean, I would personally, gay only means what you decide to do in your bedroom. That ain't my business any damn way. So I really don't care about that. But I do feel that if you're a pastor, if you're walking in a certain light, you're walking under a certain title, and that's what you want people to respect you as, you have to live in that.
Right.
And the minute you don't, people are gonna come for you like normal people.
Right. That's like one of the highest of standards of people that there are. Like, if you're gonna be something, a pastor, you are to lead by example.
There are other
Walk in
ministers,
that.
there are other pastors on Sunday morning preaching against TD Jakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And you gotta,
Yeah.
we black. We're black. That is a big black man over there. Any opportunity that they could take to make you not look at this man that we've looked at our whole life as him, they're gonna take that. They're gonna take it. And you either believe it or you respect them for what you know them as. And that's what I choose to do with him. I respect him as what I know. So that's just it.
I agree. I mean, yeah. And it's unfortunate because yes, he's a pastor. He's like Bina was saying, we want to see you, or you should want to see yourself in a certain light. So we see that. So, and you know, it's unfair because you think of, oh, pastor shouldn't be partying. Not that he can't have a good time, but it's like you connected to Diddy, that everybody already knows what
he party.
So that's the issue.
TD Jakes is not supposed to be at that party.
That's the issue. That's like, what you doing?
Yo, can I say this though? And we can't visit the TD Jakes issue without visiting the Diddy Cassie issue. And one of the things that I want to let everybody out there know that's listening, that this can happen to men as well as women.
Right.
If you study the lawsuit on what happened with the Cassie situation, this was a situation where the boxes were checked. Now, again, I never say whether anything just didn't happen or it did happen, but these are the facts. That in a business, if you have certain things aligned and certain people employed, and they come up with a issue that says that you abuse them in any sort of fashion, and this is not regular employment though, let me just say that. What I'm saying is if a woman was a head of a business and a man said, hey, look, I'm writing a book on you and I'm gonna release and I'm gonna this, if you had insurance, some people who have they have insurance on themselves and they have insurance on their business. There was no lawsuit pointed to any person. It was pointed to a business. So therefore, just like a car accident, insurance pays out. And what I'm saying is, for anybody that's in this business, you have to really think about, and Cassie and her lawyers exposed something that made everybody be like, what? And they did it legally.
Let's be honest. Like, nothing that we hear, and you know, I send my love to everybody. No shade. But just looking at it for what it is, this is like what we're hearing isn't things that we haven't been hearing. Like, these are stories you've heard about this man forever. Like, this is not new. It took somebody to have the balls enough to be like, you know what, let's just go for it. And they did. And they won. And this person he's now stuck with all of these things attached to him. And it's now sad because he has children, he has daughters, he has sons that are dealing with other women of stature. So it becomes sad in that sense. But at the end of the day, that's a grown man. He's just like the rest of us. So at the end of the day, whether it's legal or illegal, what you do in the dark comes to light.
Amen. Amen.
This is what I wanted to touch on before, right? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about all of this, right? And it's more entertaining than anything else. But when you really like look at what the core of it is and what it's really representing and what truth it's really revealing, it's about the community. It's about society. It's about our culture. You know, this man, Cat Williams, for example, is saying that there's people that are plants that are planted to, you know, play certain
industry
roles.
plants, yes.
Okay.
That's planted from industry people that don't know nothing about music.
look at our music that we listen to. Look at what our children are listening to. Do you guys see these videos with the little girls with the dancing,
Yes. Shake that.
you know, sexy red? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what is really being revealed. And the fact that they're saying that they do these things to these men, you know, this whole gay thing that's going around and stuff like that, it's a part of the higher
agenda.
The agenda.
The part of the agenda
agenda.
to demasculine the man.
But where
Does that negate though? Does that?
Where did we see this before? I'm sorry, I just need somebody.
No, go ahead.
Where did we see this before? Slavery. It was
we're still this is I just had this conversation earlier.
It's just an extension of what we've been for so long. It's the
they just modernized.
We're still in slavery. They're still trying to enslave us with our mentality. With our mentality.
We
our mentality. We listen to this music. We see all of these things. All the young generation, they want to pop pills. They don't care about a family unit. They just want to F everybody. They just want to party. We're still being enslaved mentally. We're still breaking down our culture in that way.
Could I say that? Listen, I said it before, and there's a lot of great artists out there in this business. And for certain artists to be the ones, and I'm not trying to hate, I'm just gonna be real. Look, for anybody that's got a trained ear in music, we know what the hell's going on here. Ain't no way in the world that certain artists should be in the front. But for some reason, but think about it, for some reason, they're there. And the question becomes, why? Why are these particular artists being thrust to the forefront? Okay.
You gotta think about these things.
So what's really going on here?
The deal that's being made, and how far are you willing to go to sell your soul?
Okay. There's classes of, all right, I can't even get into that. All right.
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
I hear you, girl.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, it get real. Like, at the end of the day, people want to have a control. If you could control generation, if you could control a whole, like, you're gonna have some type of control over that generation until they get in their 50s. You get what I'm saying? So if you could start with their music, okay, and the music y'all listening to, we're gonna kill everybody. Everybody dies. You don't know Androids, you don't know none of that. It took me turning 16 for me to watch a horror movie. I was raised a certain way. Kids weren't raised certain way. So with that, with their household already being rocky, that's first and foremost. And which you know that in my community, because you know you locking up all the fathers over here. You already know that. You already know it's in my community, so you know what to pour in my community because you know what you're taking away from it. So now you know that our children are not being raised properly where we're from. They're not eating properly. They're not in clean environments where they live at. The projects it's been that way, but why is it still that way? It's these things. So now in the music, everybody dies, glah, glah, boom. Everybody dies, glah, glah, boom. We're going to pop smoke, he out of here. Fabi, you this. Fabi's gonna, that's a lot, y'all. When you get in your 50s and you be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Maybe sexy red,
and it's too late.
She might give birth and see that video that just came out.
Right.
And
it's like people are planting these things in our faces, but that doesn't matter because your heart is going to lead you to where you need to be. If you got some karma that you got to deal with, but what's going on is not going to change unless the people change it, unless the people reach within themselves and be like, you know what, I'm not standing for that. And that's going to take a lot. And that's why I respect Katt Williams. That energy is so
it's needed. It's necessary.
What I always say is it took 50 years. In those 50 years, there was a lot of millionaires that were made.
And none of them help us.
Check this out. There was a lot of people that were given chances, not necessarily in front of the scenes, But think about people that was behind the scenes, video directors. All of these different people came up, and now they make Spike Lee's and all these different people that was basically came from hip hop, and it made a lot of people rich. And now those people, in a sense, are giving back. Some people may say not enough. Some people might say too much. Whatever the case may be, they're giving back. My point is, 50 years of hip hop is easy to destroy, but it's very hard to build. So my point is building something takes work. It takes struggle. It takes years. It takes a bunch of people pulling in the same direction. But you know what? All you need is a few to come through and destroy it.
One generation with them 5 artists and that one industry plant to come wash it all away. And that's what I was also feeling about in terms of the response, like back to the Cat Williams thing. That's what I felt about the responses. First of all, Steve Harvey, you got to be careful how you respond. They on you about your daughter and your wife. They can't wait for you to say something, for them to attack you and literally ruin everything you've ever done.
He ain't gonna say nothing.
He not, because he know that.
He know
that.
For everybody out there, we got a guest who's been here before, and we love her. And so everybody knows who she is. Everybody, let's welcome in Vina Love.
Hey.
What's going on, Vina?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. We back. It's a new year.
Yes.
I'm excited. How are you guys? I hope everybody
Good. It's 2024.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess the first question that I gotta ask you is what has changed since the last time you were here? We see you doing big things. What's going on?
I think myself, like just me as a person has changed like so much. It's been such a drastic change. Like I definitely grew up within the past like year and a half, 2 years. So but I think
the maturity, man, I see it. It's so dope.
Because I'll look in the mirror sometime and I'll be like, "Oh, okay." But I think just I'm still a very intentional person, but I think I'm just more detailed about everything. So I definitely take a lot more time with everything and just, continuing being a perfectionist. Same thing, bro.
Right. What are the new songs that you have out?
Oh my goodness. So in 2023, I kind of got tired of just letting the wind blow. So I went and dropped 3 songs back to back. The first song was Catch a Vibe. The second song was Around You. And then the third song was Character. And they weren't like, other artists might hear this and be like, what? Why would she say that? But you as an artist, you kind of sometimes know when a record is a hit or when it's just like, all right, let me put this out for my supporters so that they got something to hold on to until the hits come. So that's really what I was on. Like, let me just like put some stuff out so they can understand like, okay, yeah, she is, but I'm saving the big moment for the project. I didn't want to be selfish and not drop no music. So I just, dropped a couple records. I also dropped a record with Jack Boy earlier in the year called All That Cash, which for me in itself, the video as well, but it was dope experience. And yeah, that was like all the songs we dropped. And then I made a Christmas song and I decided not to drop it, and I'm gonna drop it next year with the whole EP and the rest of the Christmas songs. So it was just a lot of trial and error, making stuff, dropping stuff, playing in this, that, and the third. But this month I do have a record called Cardi releasing, and I'm really excited. And the video coming out with it.
Now, did you write those 3 or?
Absolutely. I did work with Tim Everett. Shout out to my boy Tim. Tim is actually like the only male I ever been in the studio with and was like, can I please write something for you? And I was like, you know what? Go ahead, bro. I got you. Wow. And worked together. I think our first record was Toxic, Vina Love and Fergie Baby. And like he just flowed so well with, and it just worked out perfectly. That's a Tim. He helped me on Around You, and he also helped me on Character. And the first song that came out last year was me, and this song that's coming out is just all me. So I'm excited about this. We wrote this some years ago, so now it's finally releasing. And my producer is really excited because he's the only producer on it. Like, you know, sometimes you got to pull other producers in to do stuff. So now he gets all his credit. We're
Right,
excited.
right.
I think it's a big record. I'm excited.
I
Yeah,
just want
so
to say, if you saying you about to drop what's the real stuff, then I know it's about to be fire because
I'm fiending, bro. I'm fiending.
I'm feeling too because what you already put out is fire.
Right,
So
right.
what is it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think the reason I'm like, because all right, we women, so we're constant this like, all right, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? I want to do this, but how am I gonna feel when this? Like, we're constantly going through these cycles of like, yes, no, yes, no. And I feel like when you're being creative, that just makes it 10 times more hard. And then you're growing up at the same time, and then you're going through life experience at the same time, and then you're in a relationship, and then you're not in a relationship. Then you got friends, then you don't got friends. So like, you'll make a tape in 2021, go to drop it in 2022, and you don't feel nothing you felt. I'm top 5, scrap a whole tape. I thought the whole thing. I thought all the way over. I'm not looking all this crap on a record and on a damn album, and I got to promote something I don't feel like. So I'm just, you know, just really trying to live in everything that I feel on a constant. And I finally feel like I'm at a place with this tape that no matter where I am in life, I'm always gonna feel this way. Like these are basic, you know, terms and conditions in my heart. So I'm excited. It just feels way more mature than everything I've released.
The Simpson family is simply put damn right pissed off and angry. It's been more than a month since the death of their loved one, Robin Simpson. Her husband, Michael Simpson Jr., is accused of brutally murdering her in front of their 8-year-old daughter here in Houston. Simpson is accused of stabbing Robin more than 100 times and mutilating her body beyond recognition. Family members say even cutting out, get this, her heart and her brain. Simpson was arrested and remains in jail in lieu of a $340,000 bond. All he needs to pay to get out is $34,000, the standard 10%.
Family members of a murdered woman in Houston are raising questions about how long it took police to respond the night she died. The victim was identified as Robin Simpson. Police said she was stabbed to death by her husband in front of their 8-year-old daughter. Her family wants to know how long it took police to show up after she called 911. ABC Houston affiliate went to the Houston Police Department to get those answers, but officials said request was needed. An officer on the scene Wednesday told KTRK they entered the home after the couple's daughter came out and said, "Daddy is stabbing mommy." She was stabbed in an attempt murder-suicide in a Brookhaven neighborhood on Houston's South Side, according to police. Houston police were called at a home on Alberta Street near Sunflower Street just after 4 a.m. Wednesday. A 911 caller reported told dispatchers her husband was in a major crisis and is running around with a knife having suicidal thoughts. So in this situation, we see that this mother was stabbed to death. The police came to the scene, just to rewind, the police came to the scene and this woman was alive in the house on the police calling the operator. While police were waiting outside, they didn't enter the home right away. But within those minutes, while they were outside, this woman was stabbed, I believe it was 100 times, by her husband of, I believe, 15 years, 20 years, something to that effect. And the daughter was an 8-year-old. And the only reason why the police entered the house is because the 8-year-old ran out and said her daddy was stabbing her mother. And the family is saying that he did all of it on purpose.
I don't think that Robin thought at any point that she was in danger per se. She didn't share that with us, but I know that there were instances. But there were other things, that he tried to have himself 302 to quite a few times, 2 or 3 times right before he killed Robin. It almost feels like he knew what he was going to do. He premeditated what he was going to do because they were married for 12 years. All of a sudden, a couple weeks before you kill her, you're having anxiety, you're hearing voices, you're contemplating suicide, you're having all of these crazy thoughts. He chased her around the house before the time that he killed her with a knife. It's what we are now to understand. It was just a couple days before. So I think what he was trying to do was create a narrative of insanity. And he was trying to create paperwork. So he went and he visited a couple psychiatrists, psychologists. All of them gave him medicine. How? Do they not talk to each other? Do they not see something where they log in and see his name where he is doing, going to different people and getting all of these different medications? So I think what he was doing was actually plotting an insanity defense for what he was going to do.
But he also stabbed himself.
And he stabbed himself to make it look like it was a struggle.
He stabbed himself, but he did stab himself enough to
Go to the hospital
in critical condition.
So I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
I know.
That's real.
What'd you say?
I said I'll start. I have no problem. First and foremost, as an adult and just as a woman, I've been through mild abuse. I've been through full-on abuse. I've been through abuse that I didn't know was abuse. I've been through it all. So you'll think that a person is playing crazy. People really be crazy. People really trauma-filled. People really be jealous. People really can't function in your presence because you're surrounded by love. That baby love their mommy. That baby might be scared of daddy. It's a lot of little things that'll take a person and take them to a whole other, to where the only thing they could think of is inflicting pain on you. So when you think somebody's playing crazy, if you think somebody's playing crazy, you might need to go evaluate. 9 times out of 10, that person might really be a bug out. And for you to stab yourself,
that's wild.
That's hard.
Stab yourself.
How do you do that?
To wax yourself. A girl put wax on her underarm. She was standing for 30 minutes contemplating on if she could pull it off or not.
Right.
It got to be something. So he must have been had these problems, and then it exploded.
Also, let me just add in here also to bring context to this as well. He stabbed her and cut her brain out. And he cut her heart out.
He's crazy. He's jealous. He's mad at how she thinks. He's mad at her heart. He's mad. So he went.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Terrible.
The family.
But this is the crazier part, right? Because her best friend said that there was never any abuse.
Right.
You don't know that.
Right.
How much
she knows of?
How much you hide from your friends?
Right.
Men you done dealt with that your friends don't know you ever dealt with. Like everybody got secrets. If I'm with a man for 25 years and you my friend, I'm not gonna tell you when my man starts abusing me. You're gonna think I'm crazy for staying with him. I'm not gonna leave. I've been with him. I'm not strong enough to do that. So I'm definitely strong enough to tell you so you could judge me now. Absolutely not. If you know your man is abusive, you're not running and telling nobody that if you're not leaving. This is like a universal thing. Like this is, if you speak to any woman of abuse, they all have the same stories. Narcissism is the same story. Manipulation is the same story. Jealousy is the same story. When it comes from men, it's just a little bit more crazy because they deceive you. They have sex with you. They kiss on you. They buy you stuff. It's a little different. When it's a girl and a girl, you be like, oh, you jealous of me, sis, bet. And you get out the situation. Not when it's a man and a woman in a relationship in a marriage. It's different. He snapped.
100%. They missed it. It's not possible that just nobody saw anything in all those years. They just missed it or ignored it or really didn't know. That wasn't new.
And maybe they were just as weak as she was mentally in terms of being able to identify the abuse. Maybe they couldn't even identify what was going on, or maybe they couldn't address her. Yo, this seemed a little funny. Are you okay?
You know, some people really embellish on manipulation, but then it's so close to turning to abuse.
Manipulation can be abuse, but depending on what the intention is, because manipulation is a skill, right? And it's intentional, but what's your intention? Because it could be a good intention. You know, why am I manipulating this situation? Am I manipulating it to turn into something positive, a positive outcome? Or is it a negative thing? Or is it a selfish thing? Or is it, you know what I mean? So it depends.
I think manipulation in science and chemistry is the best place for it to be. Amongst humans, not a good idea. If you got another motive, don't be surprised when that person finds out that you're a manipulator, and then they start calling you a bunch of other things. Because once they feel manipulated, they feel like you're the devil, you're insecure, jealous, and now you got a bunch of stuff with your ego to fix, because now you wondering, am I all those things?
Because you will talk to her again, and I'm not going to play in your face over and over and over and over and over again, and she'll be like, watch what I'm about to do, watch what I'm about to say. And it's so sad that look, like to, yo, this really like to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time, when I'm not the most confident. He likes to play games with me because he knows I'm not an easy girl. He knows. Yesterday, I could have been out. I could have been chilling. I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house. He knows that I'm chilling. He knows I'm not doing the most. And I've really been sparing you. You've been feeling yourself. You've been because of your album and shit. And you've really been doing me dirty after so many years that I'm up your head. Not even a thank you that I got for your shit. And I'm so tired of it.
Hey, gurus, Cardi B and Offset have been through a lot.
Oh boy.
If you, I have a question. If you got on social media and told the world you and your husband relationship is over, and in the next couple of days he had sex with another woman, do you have the right to get on social media and air him out for cheating? Make him apologize and take him back? Then get mad at your fan base, for criticizing you for taking them back, and you never said you took them back.
Listen, right? When it comes to your husband, you could do whatever the hell you feel like doing. Okay?
You want to play double dutch?
You could do whatever you want to do.
You could have linked Shorty and went to dinner with Shorty. I wouldn't have said a word.
The only place where she messed up is being mad at her fans. Like, what do you think is gonna happen?
Exactly.
All that other stuff, that's your BI. Like, we get it. If you want to put it out there, that's fine. That's your BI. But like, if you're gonna put it out there and you're gonna be on there, like flipping on dude, then you know.
I don't know what Offset.
Why are you mad though? You involve your fans on everything. What are you mad about?
Every little thing.
I'm not gonna take up for Offset, but I'm saying, do you know the individual that you married to? This man Offset has had a lot of different relationships, if that's what you want to call it. But you want to get on social media and say that it's over.
Right.
Everybody heard you say that it's over, including other women.
But you gotta remember, it's over is different than I want a divorce. That's not her boyfriend. That's her husband. It don't matter how.
That's true.
Husband. So
they could work it out 17 lim times.
Yeah. If she chooses to be with him, that's on her because that's her husband. That's not her boyfriend. It's not no like little fling kind of situation. They got kids.
Right. Exactly.
Family, his
businesses.
He must got some magic. Some magic.
Out.
It be like that. It be like that. It be like that.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much involved. You look at it like that's our husband. Like, I was married for 17 years. My husband wasn't exactly the most loyal husband, and every time I broke up with him, kicked him out, everybody was like, yeah, girl, you did it. Every time I took him back, it was like, what are you doing? It's like, it's my life. I live this life. So what I do, I'm the one who's gonna take the brunt of it all. So, but like what I'm saying is, like, you have the right to do that. You have the right to still try to fight for your marriage, and you have the right to like hear him out and maybe believe him, and then take him back despite everything that he's done. However, you can't go on social media and talk all about it and all this other stuff, and then get mad at the responses because some of these people actually care about you, which I don't know why, because he don't care about you guys. But at the end of the day, like, they care about you. So like, you're saying that they're like,
that's one thing that you like people. Something that I learned is, and I learned this not just from myself, but from dealing with cousins and friends and stuff, and them going through their issues with their man and stuff, and telling me all of their business, and me being like, oh, you need to do this and do that, and I'm like, right with you, I'm fighting with you and all of that, and then next thing I know, you right back with him. That makes everybody look at him crazy. It makes everybody look at you crazy. So especially as a celebrity and you're on that type of platform, you probably, you gotta like draw the line somewhere. Maybe you need to draw it at where what goes on in your house.
You gotta own it. If you're gonna look crazy, you look crazy. You gotta own it. Like, so, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all know I was gonna go,
it's my life.
Joke.
I feel like everybody, I don't care how you feel about the lady, but everybody needs to learn the Beyonce effect. When shit go left,
hello, I always say that.
That girl don't sing. She don't
Marion too, hun.
I said the same.
But
yes,
he crazy a little bit though.
Yes,
he was crazy. He was doing so well, and all he had to do was just stop.
So
you remember, like, Cardi started off on social media. She started off telling her
that's the thing. She don't know how to filter it.
That's all they know.
She doesn't know how to
See,
filter
and
it.
not only that, you got some men out here that if something like that happened, they gonna do an offset. Like, there's a lot of men out there that you go on social media and you announce some mess like that, they gonna be like, and they gonna use it as an excuse. Yo, shorty just said this, that, and the third. There's other men out there that ain't gonna do that. Some other men gonna be like, yo, she talking out her neck right now. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. But Offset ain't. Offset is Offset. He ain't gonna do
He's
that.
gonna take that and run with it.
Okay.
Exactly.
But why does he have to? She keeps taking him back, so do whatever.
Right, that's the thing.
That's
the thing. He don't
that.
feel threatened. Yeah, he don't. There's nothing that's making him say, "I'm gonna do better." Exactly. There's nothing that makes him say, "I need to do better," because she's taking him back.
3
And I
days
just
flat.
like, exactly. I'm just like, just be dumb in peace, girl. We don't need to know. We don't need to know at all.
Taraji P. Henson is opening up about her experience being underpaid as a black actress, saying she is tired of it. The Oscar-nominated actress discussed the issue of overworking herself to the point where she has indicated she may stop acting in a recent interview with SiriusXM. She was talking about The Color Purple. So how do y'all feel about Taraji P. Henson? This is a woman who has been at the top of the game, man. Like, I don't know if anybody has seen Empire, but man,
that was my show. I was very devastated when it was.
Anybody that's seen Baby Boy, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's even watched movies, how can you not see that Taraji P. Henson is at the top of her game?
Exactly. This was devastating to see, especially like seeing the comparison with what is the white actress name? I forget her name. Grey's Anatomy. That was devastating. Very devastating.
The one from South
Everything
Africa.
Taraji does is a hit. Everything she does, like, she fully takes on that character. You forget about the other stuff she's done. She's like, you watching her, and that's her. And it's really sad. You know, when I was talking to my mom about it, you know, she was just saying, you know, how she feels the same way, but maybe there's an aspect of, you know, because of how long Grey's Anatomy has been around, things and that. Like, I don't know all of the politics that go into that, like how they get paid and stuff. But even still, Taraji has been in this game for a very long time, and that's a huge difference than that other act. That's a crazy difference. It's almost like she was just handed that, where it's like, whoa, Taraji ain't nowhere near that. Like, why? I think it's a
Wait,
problem.
can you detail that, the Grey's Anatomy
With
thing?
the breakdown?
Yeah, but I don't know
Oh,
the
like
story.
what exactly I'm talking about? Oh, so it was on the magazine that she did. So they had like Taraji, the things she's done, kind of like, it wasn't a huge breakdown, but like how much she gets paid per episode, and things like that. And it was the same with the Grey's Anatomy actress, and it was just a huge difference. Let me see if I could just pull it up. I
Is it
think
Charlize
In
Theron?
comparison to what she was getting paid for Empire?
just in general, like what she
Okay.
gets paid per episode or movie and things like that. And because I think the actress, it was just a huge jump. And I was just looking at it for a while before I responded. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, I understand her wanting to quit, but like, it's that
I
we're
mean,
taking.
I don't know if anybody's been on the internet and they seen the huge disparity.
That's what she's talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, with the two of them. Where is it?
I mean, Taraji is bringing in 150,000, and and some other actor is bringing in who's the guy that was married to the girl with a
Brad
lot of
Pitt.
kids?
Brad Pitt. You're talking about
Yeah,
Brad Pitt.
I
The
mean,
Benjamin Button thing, they did that comparison. You're talking about Ellen Pompeo, the Taraji P. Henson, Ellen Pompeo, and how Ellen
That
Pompeo.
comparison. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
did
I
that.
don't see it now.
So, okay, so one aspect, I'm always gonna play the devil's advocate, right? One aspect of it is that Black films, Black shows, Black movies don't translate like everything else. Okay? Globally, and even in the US, there's a specific audience that translates to.
Right.
So that is an aspect of things that we also have to consider.
Not to I'm an actress as well. I went to high school and college, and I met so many people. I've done so many things. I'm a part of I don't know if everybody knows about the strike and all of those kind of things.
oh right.
Right. Taraji, she's one of those artists that you could give her any kind of script, and the only thing that'll separate her from everybody else is like she's brown skinned. She's just amazing of an actor as the rest of these people. My team told me not to speak about this because they know activated. But I feel like if I don't stand for something, I fall for anything. And respectfully, at the end of the day, Monique Ben told us. Ben said that. Ben said, and the reason why before it was like, oh, Monique, you old. Oh, Monique, you big. Oh, Monique, you told her to stand up. Now, no room for that excuse because Taraji P. Henson is a stand-up woman all around. You a science movie about making stuff out of space, and then you go put it on flow.
Exactly. Anything.
So now it's not. Now it's not about. Do y'all know who ran that whole strike? Do y'all know who Fran Dresser is? The nanny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that.
billion. The whole everybody that's ever been an actor. So all them actors that died, all them actors that didn't get no royalty money, they left them families with nothing. All them people about to get paid off that one person right there. The person that you wouldn't even think to take.
Wow.
You're just looking at them and creating this perspective. And it's like Taraji P. Henson is, you don't even have to know her as a person. If you just look at her, no reason she should be getting $100K for nothing. So it's like, that said, there should be no argument. It should just be somebody doing something about it. And if not, we'll want to quit too and do something else. Because now I feel like playing with me and my integrity and on talent. And now it goes beyond respect. Now it's just like, I could wash away and die right now. Y'all wouldn't care. That's crazy for somebody who's been in all these people's households for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
So respectful, and it's sad. It's really, really sad, and it's people going through it.
Let me ask you this. Do you know, I mean, I don't expect anybody to know this offhand, but as far as Black actresses are concerned, who might be the highest paid? Do we know that?
Maybe like Angela Bassett or something.
Who?
Makes sense. Angela Bassett.
I was about to say, since Angela Bassett, the last Black person I got probably the most for a movie was my son Chadwick for being Black. After that, I can't imagine who would have gotten that. Like, I just can't.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be somebody we don't know.
You get what I'm saying? And he wasn't
The
even.
highest paid Black actress is Kerry Washington, 1.1 million per episode.
Okay. All right.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I heard yes.
So that kind of goes into what I was gonna say. I didn't know that, but it makes sense because our
Zendaya
Black
is too.
Is it that Black actresses are auditioning for all types of roles and not getting chosen, or that they're auditioning or being asked to do certain roles that pertain to mostly a Black.
Well, let's be real. Let's be real. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for the Spike Lees, if it wasn't for the Tyler Perrys, if it wasn't for the Ice Cubes, people like that have budgets to submit, and they get a lot of money for those budgets, and then they hire the actors and actresses. If it wasn't for Black or minority sponsored situations or movies, how many Black and brown actresses would really be out there? Because we know these people. Where do we know them from? We know them from Black and Brown Productions. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for those Black and Brown Productions, we would have never known them.
I mean, I think the problem now, though, is that back then, that was such a far dream for Black people to even be on TV, period. Mm-hmm. So it can hit. Now that we know, we're top.
Exactly.
We should be everything y'all getting. Listen, y'all, I'm Jamaican and Italian. I'm dead smack in the middle of being absolutely white and absolutely Black. My whole life, the seesaw of confusion. Now that I'm in there's no confusion. I am a Black woman no matter where I go. It don't matter how light I get. When that sun comes out, it's gonna show up. And these freckles, it's gonna show up. So it's like you have to show up as that person every time. So now that I'm showing up as this amazing Black actress, I'm Angela Bassett. I want to keep my class. I want to keep my grace. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to do too much, because then you want to say I'm an angry Black woman. Now it's really not acting anymore. So you don't up in certain areas because you don't want them to strip you of everything. When it's like giving you anything really much from the beginning. This is just generational. This is just, somebody has to change it. And Taraji being another person on top of Monique saying, yo, this is what it is. I'm ready to quit.
All right, everybody. Hey, Vina, I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? For everybody out there, yes, for everybody out there, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hey, look, gurus, this is the Lady Guru Show. And we are out of here.
Where my girls at?
Bye.
Bye.